Yep. Now we are being live streamed to the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui Facebook page. Let me make sure my comments are loading so I can see if anyone is catching us through the notifications. Okay, there we are. So I see that we are live streaming now. Hello, everybody out there. If you just got our notification and you're wondering what this is all about, I'm Lisa Albin. I am a Feng Shui Master Trainer and co-founder of the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui. And joining me here is Steve Kodad, and I'm not going to call you my partner in crime because you don't commit any crimes.
Oh, go right ahead. That's it.
So if you are catching us and you see us out there, go ahead and hit a hashtag live, put some comments so we know that you're there and we can interact. Today we are going to be talking about how we can activate and nourish what we call in Feng Shui is helpful people energy, which is really always very important and one of my favorite areas to work with. What are your thoughts, Steve, on that?
Oh, it really is. To me, when I think of the helpful people area, I actually think of it being right at the top, basically, with respect to Feng Shui. We all need helpful people in our lives, and it's always been a place, an area that I've always tried to put a lot of effort into, no matter what somebody has asked me to come out to do. You know, it's definitely a place for help for selling a house, but it's so much more than that. You know, if you're trying to get a new job or whatever, you know, you need people that are going to be pushing you and helping you and aiding you all the way through the process. So helpful people is a very, very pivotal area. So I'm glad we're doing this.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for mentioning that too. And for those of you who are just learning about us now, so Steve, I met when I was selling an old property or one of my, I think my first family house. And I was getting stuck at getting this property sold and had researched additional Feng Shui things I could be doing and came across Steve Kodad, who is the Feng Shui for real estate extraordinaire and writer of the Feng Shui Cure. And thankfully you live so close to me that you were able to come by. And I do remember you really stressing the importance of the helpful people area in relations to selling a home and a property. I find it very useful. In particular, I love to collaborate in my business within my consultancy. And Steve, you and I are collaborators. We're helpful people to one another. So it is an area within my spaces, within my home and my workplace that I'm constantly nourishing and activating. Steve, do you want to explain to everyone where the helpful people area is within their environments and why we've identified that as helpful people?
Sure. When you're actually facing your property from the street, it's in the front right of the house. And the house, the space, is actually divided into basically 9 equal rectangles. And so the front right, when you're facing it. So if you're looking out the door, it's to your left. But again, I'd rather talk to you about it from the street. So it's the right front. And again, it's called the helpful people area, but it also represents travel. And so, you know, I've always tried to do an awful lot with that because I like to travel, even though I haven't been doing too much of that in the last couple of years, like all the rest of it. But it's an area that really has an awful lot to do with trying to call into effect a lot of people that can help you with respect to the situation. So in real estate, that was a very pivotal thing because there's so many people that have their hand in the pie, you might say. You know, all the inspectors, whether we're talking termite or general inspectors, the person who's handling the mortgage situation, you know, all these kind of things are so involved, and you want to make sure that everybody's on the same in the same direction, so you can understand with respect to the buyer, the seller, and the other agent. It was very important for me to work that area, but it's a very important area for so many other things too. You know, if you're trying to write a book, if you're trying to again get a new job, or you're trying to get a new relationship in your life, you won't want to work that part of the house. And so very, very important. The dominant element in that area is metal. And so you want to bring a little bit more metal into that area. And so again, it's very important, and Lisa will agree with that, I'm sure.
Yeah. So just to recap what you're saying, and I like how you're referencing the front right as you're standing in the street and looking at your home. So what Steve and I are referencing, and we are Black sect Tibetan Buddhist Feng Shui practitioners, and we also practice landform schools. So the way that we analyze and assess energy is by using what we call an energy map or a bagua. And all practitioners have a variation of this, but we orient ours from the front of the entrance of chi or visitors. So that's why we're orienting our references from the front of the property. And to that front right section is your helpful people area. So if you imagine applying a tic-tac-toe board to your home, it's that front right section. And you may say, oh, I'm missing that section, or I don't know where this is applied. So that's where it gets a little bit tricky. And that's where you might need a feng shui professional to help you. But this area is great for attracting, like Steve says, helpful relationships and people here that can support whatever your goal is. And like I said, I love it for collaborative projects. I really greatly appreciated it for selling properties because you want everybody in the process of moving towards a goal to feel supported, and everyone wins in the process. Now in Feng Shui, we also talk about this helpful people areas, like, okay, so the people that are here with you, but you can also look at it as like, those who have passed over, those who are no longer with us today are always your helpful people. So you can also call upon them to help you in any situation with intention. So, and what Steve's saying is this area should have a dominant representation of metal. And metal can be physical metal, what you see and what you touch. It can be, the obvious metal, it could be colors or symbolism. And we could go always like a little bit deeper in that. But if you don't see anything metal there, then that's an issue. You want to start building that up and cultivating that energy with your intention, right, Steve?
That's right. We always back up all of our cures with respect to using intention. And so if you ever get the opportunity to take one of our classes, you'll find out that's a big thing with us. We talk a lot about what we call the 3 secrets of reinforcement, using the 3 components. I'm probably going to miss one here. There's the voice, the body, and the mind. And all of those components are sort of backing it up. So, when you're talking about helpful people in your life, we're talking about really everybody. We think everything's connected by energy. So every thought, every intention is thrown out there, and hopefully it's going to be accepted and encouraged. And so, we're trying to get a lot of folks on board. And again, everything is energy and everything is connected. So it's a very, very pivotal area. And one of the first things that I found out when I got first involved with Feng Shui, with respect to somebody who was involved with selling homes, is that she highly recommended, there were like 4 areas that you always worked with when you're trying to sell a house. And this was number 1. This was one of the first ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think it's hugely important in virtually anything that you're doing. You need that support. Nothing has to be done in a silo. You don't have to do things alone, when in fact, you can call upon people to support you. Makes it more fun, makes it easier, and other people have other assets to bring to the table that you don't have. So you don't have to be the jack of all trades and do it on your own. So if you're feeling like you need the support in your life right now, go take a look at that front right area of your home or your workspace, standing in the entrance, or think about it from standing from the street, like Steve said, and take a look at it first and see, is there anything out of whack? Does it feel dank, musty? Are there is this your junk room? I was talking to someone the other day who actually has a junk room. So you want to, especially if you notice that you're collecting a lot of junk in an area, and I hate to call it junk, but I'm sure it's just because of a lack of storage. But that is affecting you in a life area energetically in a negative way. So in Feng Shui, when we see something like this, it could be an indication of stagnation. So if this is your junk room and you're just throwing stuff in there, maybe it's supposed to be an exercise room and you're piling up your laundry and you've got gift wrapping in there, so on and so forth, school supplies, blah, blah, blah. This might be an indication that you have stagnation in your helpful people area. So it's time to start getting in there, at least touch and move everything, at least 27 objects, get that energy moving again. And then once you get it cleared out, then you can start creating your moments of beauty, and with your intention, and also add in more of that metal. Now, Steve, what if you already have a lot of metal, but you want to activate the area? How can we achieve activating when there's already metal there?
Well, as you know, we need to make sure there's not an overabundance of any element in any of these areas. So we talk a lot about extremes. You always try to stay away from extremes. So if the metal is covered, you want to make sure that the other elements are there to some degree. And, of course, we go over all of this stuff in our classes and stuff like that. And I do want to make a point, because there's some people out there that have already heard about our class, that we've changed the format a little bit, down to now doing it just as a one day, because there's been a lot of folks that think that's a better way of doing things. So we're changing it since yesterday, one day in Fort Myers, and we're asking you to bring your floor plan. Okay, so you'd find out that if you decide to attend, which we'd love to have you, bring your floor plan with you, and we'll show you how to lay the Bagua, the energy template, over it perfectly, and show you how to activate all those areas really well. But anyway, it's now a one day. You don't even have to stay at a hotel now. You can drive back and forth if that is your preference, and we're looking forward to it. But we decided to just listen to people, and we're back to what's normal for us, which is a one day.
Yeah, I think this will be really fun, and that's a huge advantage to have immediate feedback right there, in addition to getting that introduction and foundations to Feng Shui, because from that starting point, you can quite literally start Feng Shuiing your home, or whatever you choose to bring as your floor plan. You can start from day one in visualizing how you can enhance your environment and your life at the same time. And I think the helpful people area is going to be a big focus, as it always is for us. And you may feel that it's beneficial right now for you. Let us know in the comments, is this an area that you would like to cultivate? How are helpful people showing up for you in your life? And what do you desire? What are your goals? And how might it benefit you to have these helpful people with you on the journey? This is just one of the 9 life areas that we focus on within our course. And there's so much more expansion outside of that we delve into further as we get into part 2. That I think will just, it always blows everyone's mind. So this is going to be really, really exciting. And Steve and we're willing to do whatever it takes to help others get to the level that we are of enjoying Feng Shui and integrating it into our lives and seeing the benefits.
Right.
Yeah, this is great. Anything else that we missed in talking about the helpful people energy? It might be, I think that was a very simple way to describe it for right now. And then we could, if someone has questions, we can delve a little bit deeper for certain. I love to talk about it.
Right. And the only other thing that I would say before we leave them, don't forget, you don't get anywhere without somebody else in your life. You're not going to do anything really solo too much. You really need people, mentors, and people that are going to help you. So working on the helpful people area is very, very strong, very, very important. So I'll leave it with
it is. Oh, hi, Rhonda. Hello. Steve, that's Rhonda joining us on the
Hey,
chat.
Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda.
One of our helpful people for certain, a really stellar graduate local here to the St. Petersburg area. She's one of our helpful people. And I think that's the cool thing too. You know, you attract in, when you activate this energy, you attract in the exact right people at the right time for where you are. And it doesn't have to be challenging. I know there's the actual networking groups that you can go to. There's all of that. But when you are working with your helpful people, the right people are naturally going to be attracted into you. So it makes it more effective and practical that you're emanating that energy so that people can find you. So happy to have you here, Rhonda. We were just talking about helpful people energy, and I know that means a lot to you. If there's anything that you would like to share with anyone or any questions that you have, feel free to comment, and we will certainly integrate you in. Steve, I would love to have Rhonda in with us on one of these Ask a Feng Shui Professionals too.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I think that would be
Are
great.
you busy next week, Rhonda?
Yeah, Rhonda, you busy next week? You want to join us? She's always busy.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. I think, and Rhonda's a good example of this too. She has so many other trades within energetic work. She's an herbalist. She has her own brick and mortar store, and she activates her helpful people area. I know a lot. And she said, absolutely. She's always grateful to be present. She's totally in for next week. So Rhonda, we're going to make those arrangements with you, and we can talk more about this. And I would love when we have you on for the chat, you can share with us some of your achievements through activating this area, because I know you travel the globe and you have a great, beautiful community and network around you. So I think that would be great to hear from you. So we're coming to our 20-minute mark. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. And you just heard Steve announce that we're keeping it on October 1st weekend, one day. And next week, Thursday at 11, we will have Miss Rhonda Foster joining us in this series, and you can ask her your questions. So we're really excited about that. Yay, Rhonda, I'm so glad you stopped by. So, all right, Steve, I'll let you close it out.
Okay, close it out.
Oh, you close it out?
I don't know what you want me to do at this point.
No, like a song.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for coming, and hope you'll decide to take a look at our program. And we have this one last class this year, so it starts again on October the 1st. It's a Saturday. It's all day. You can take it streaming if you like, instead of showing up live, although we'd love to have you live. And then
feeling alive.
Become certified on November 2nd now. We had to extend it just a little bit because we took that other live day out. Again, that's what most people are looking for. So we're going to do it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. I'm down. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, and bring a friend. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have a specific question in the meantime, you can drop it in the comments and we'll answer it next time we get together. And you can message us in the comments, or you can directly message us on this page if you have any questions, if you're interested in joining us in the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui to learn the fundamentals and foundations of Feng Shui, or to go deeper with us and learn even more the advanced, deeper rituals and methods and consultation methods, and become a certified Intrinsic School of Feng Shui professional, where Steve and I will take you personally through, and even in the deeper level, teach you our method of consultation and how you can integrate this within your existing life, your profession, or even have a new profession. So we look forward to hearing from you, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.